Freedom, excitement, riches, death. The life of an adventurer has it all. Should you watch the Unwanted Undead Adventurer? The adventurer Rentt meets a dragon that kind of looks like an angel, and he dies. But that is not the end. Heroes never die. Well, except that he is one of the weakest adventurers. Either way, he wakes up again, the dragon is gone, and he finds that he is now an undead. And even weaker than he was when he was human.
いや、これはありえないだろう。ありえないだろう。
But as he fights other skeletons, he finds that with each felled foe, he gets healed and stronger, until he is actually stronger than when he was a human. And then it hits. Existential evolution, one of the gifts of the monsters. With experience and time, any monster can become something new and stronger entirely. And he achieved it and evolved into a ghoul. Now he has desiccated and rotting flesh instead of no flesh at all. He's one step closer to his goal of looking alive again. And not too much later, he actually meets another adventurer, a rookie girl that was actually professionally trained. After some convincing, she finally starts to trust him a bit, and he asked her to get him some armor. And she got him a cursed mask, a bloody cursed unequipable mask. Oh man, that just fits perfectly. However, once the situation calms down a bit, he is faced with the existential question: is he still himself, or just a monster that thinks that he is Rentt? He struggles with that, but even then he still acts with goodwill and some faith towards others, risking his own ass to help them. His goal currently is to evolve step by step, from skeleton back to a creature that looks like a living human, so he doesn't have to hide himself all the time. While also growing stronger so that he can fulfill his original dream. He takes on a fake name while he lives with his old friend Lorraine, who not only knows a lot about monsters, but is also very knowledgeable about magic. And so, he begins his journey as an adventurer, again, starting from the lowest rank and working his way up, while still helping the people that need helping, just as he did when he was alive. We occasionally get flashbacks that explain things, such as the situation of the first labyrinth or the concept of monster evolution, but those are just a small part. It currently has one season with 12 episodes, 23 minutes, but a second season has been confirmed already. All in all, the Unwanted Undead Adventurer is an action-adventure show, and while I at first expected it to be an isekai show, it's in fact not. It's just a normal fantasy story. And it takes itself seriously. It has none of the meta humor you might expect. Rentt Faina is the main and the title-giving adventurer who becomes undead and has to hide it because undead are not liked. He has been an adventurer in the city of Malt for 10 years now. Alas, he lacks talent, and even after 10 years of hard work, he's still just a bronze grade adventurer, the second lowest rank right after iron. He is not strong, but he always works hard, and he is well liked because he does jobs no one else wants to take and helps others, because that's just the type of person he is. His dream is to become a Mythril-class adventurer, and he trains for that every single day, even if he seems to not make any progress at all. Since he spent many years as an adventurer, he obviously learned a lot, so he is skilled in at least the basics of pretty much everything. He knows how to take apart a monster, he knows how to fight, he knows how to collect herbs and plants, and even knows a bit about magic. But since he is fundamentally rather weak, he isn't great at any of those, so they don't really push him forward too much. After the beginning, he woke up as a skeleton, and like all undead, skeletons are immortal. But a skeleton is also weaker than he originally was, at least at first. But as he fights, he remembers that those monsters can evolve into a stronger form, and so, From just existing, his goal goes to becoming human-like once more, and he finally sees a way out of his weakness and the path to strength. Lorraine is the second of what I would call main characters. She is an old friend of Rentt, and when he comes to her as an undead, she doesn't ask that many questions and tries to help him straight away, or at least understand his current situation. Since she knows a lot about monsters, she is his first stop at trying to understand what's going on and what he should do next, and she seems to enjoy that role. When he is at the brink of losing control or insanity, she is the one that pulls him back. When he doesn't have anywhere to go, she gives him a place to stay, and when he doesn't know if he can eat, she makes him something he can eat, just so he can feel normal. And who knows, maybe she wants to be more than just his friend. This show has some really nice shots and a quality I didn't expect. The same goes for the overall image quality and especially the lighting. It has many still shots you could easily use as a wallpaper without anyone batting an eye. Of course, everyone has a budget, so they occasionally get a bit lazy in dialogue. And to be fair, I don't mind that. It's noticeable when you look for it, but it doesn't really take anything away. I also think that it's a good idea to give your main character a mask, because then you never have to animate his face talking. It's brilliant. Both the intro and the outro are mostly spoiler free. The intro shows the different characters and some items that will be relevant, while the outro shows a bit more of the adventure feel that an adventurer should have. But I will admit, I did not like the music of the intro. It's rather electronic and just lacks the adventure feel I would expect. The outro on the other hand has a more somber and maybe even sad melody, and I quite prefer that one. Either way, you can watch them both without getting any serious spoilers. With a rating of 7.4 by about 100,000 people, it is rather respectable. There's a total of 59 reviews, with 36 of those being positive, 18 being neutral, and 5 not recommending it. And one thing I've noticed among multiple of those reviews is that everyone praises the early episode, but feels like it startles and stumbles in the middle part. And I will agree. In the beginning, the main character is very driven and has a direct goal he can work towards, but later on it gets a bit less direct and you can feel that. The Unwanted Adventurer was made by Studio Connect, who made surprisingly quite a lot, and I even recognized 2 of their projects. Those being Strike the Blood, though I only ever watched the first episode, and Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody, of which I read the light novel and then the anime, and quit the anime in the second episode because by god it was fucking boring. Either way, they did a pretty good job on this one. But who is this for? Well, if you like fantasy, especially darker fantasy and adventurer shows, I think you're the intended audience. So, should you watch the Unwanted Adventurer? Well, like others mentioned in the reviews on MAL, it starts great, but I do feel it loses its direction after the first third. But nonetheless, I say yes, it's worth a watch, if you liked what you've seen so far.
Alas, it does not earn a spot in the top 9. It's good, but not that good.
And if you want something similar while waiting for season 2, what would be some good picks? Well, if you want something serious and darker, then Goblin Slayer is a great pick. It's about a boy who lost everything to goblins and wants nothing more than to kill all of them. So he becomes an adventurer and he takes every goblin extermination quest he can get his hands on. But he's still weak and every fight takes his everything. And for a less serious pick, I would recommend Konosuba. It's humor, it's isekai, it's silly. Kazuma dies after trying to do a good deed and got reincarnated in a fantasy world. Now he has to find his way as he tries to earn a living working as an adventurer and eventually assembles a group of misfits. It's a fun time. And that is the end. If you have recommendations, tell me down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe.
Body, body, boom, boom. Hey, boogie,